Tester of Montana is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member, and I want to thank you for being here. I very much appreciate it, Madam Secretary. I want to talk a little bit about Russia and China, particularly China. There is no doubt that they want to replace us as the world's economic leader. I mean, that's a given. It is also a given that they're not going to play fair. They never have, and I don't think they ever will. I am pleased that the FSOC is focused on ensuring that we have appropriate mitigation and response management in place, but it's awfully hard to protect against threats that aren't on our radar. So, Secretary Yellen, do we have a good enough handle on where these threats from our foreign adversaries are directed, and what are you seeing as far as threats are concerned?
Well, you know, FSOC is really only concerned with threats to the U.S. financial system. Now, cybersecurity, that could involve China. There may be artificial intelligence we've identified as a threat, but China poses a number of threats that the Biden administration and the U.S. Treasury are concerned about and attempting to address that would not be in the domain of FSOC.
Amen. But from a Department of Treasury standpoint, do you feel you have a handle on these threats and where they're coming from? Because they continually, as it applies to our financial system, military is another situation, cyber is another situation, but as it applies to our financial system, because if they can undermine it, take away our confidence in it, they've gone a great step towards achieving their goal.
Well, we are particularly concerned about cyber threats, ransomware, and AI.
Okay, so let me talk about a different issue that Senator Rounds and I have been working on for a long time, and it is deals with 4 countries. Many of them have been already brought up today: North Korea, Iran, Russia, and China, as it applies to buying foreign farmland. We have a bill. We've asked that CFIUS be really the lead on it, and I just kind of want to get your help on this, because quite frankly, we've got some pushback because CFIUS doesn't think this is in their purview. I personally think agriculture and food is national security, and I think there are dictatorships around the world that use food to control people. I don't want to be in that situation. Otherwise, our democracy will be gone. So the real question is when it comes to buying farmland and agribusiness, does CFIUS have the capacity to be able to analyze and make a determination what's going on?
Well, CFIUS...
as it applies to farmland and agribusiness.
So as it applies to farmland, I believe CFIUS has the ability to review real estate transactions.
They do.
If they're close to
military
identified sensitive facilities
or
ports.
I'm talking about everything in the United States, not just next to military facilities, which, by the way, I don't think has been done very well. But I'm talking about even if they're buying it next to my farm, if it's a person connected with any one of these 4 countries' government, do we have the ability to make a determination?
Well, we do agree that food security is a national security issue, and I don't know that we would have the ability, not near such an installation.
To be honest with you, you may not. The question is what does Congress need to do to make it so that they have that ability? Because I think this is a serious problem. What do we have to do to make sure they have that ability? Do we have to fund them more? Do we have to put additional mandates on them? What do we have to do to make sure? Because I think they're concerned about, right now, semiconductors mostly, which I got no problem with that. But when it comes to farmland, agribusiness, what do we have to do to make sure that they're paying attention to this?
You know, for CFIUS to take action on this, I think would require legislation. I know that you've been a leader in proposing such regulation, and I believe the Treasury Department has worked with you. We're certainly happy to
So I appreciate that, and it is bipartisan, and I think it is a real threat that we need to take seriously. We just found out about a Chinese billionaire that bought 200,000 acres in Oregon. We didn't know a damn thing about it until after the fact. After the fact, it becomes a problem. We need to be more proactive. Thank you, Secretary Yellen, for being here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And